What if I told you that enhancing your emotional intelligence could actually escalate a crisis? It sounds surprising, but hear me out. Imagine a chaotic workplace suddenly engulfed by turmoil. The boss gathers everyone, attempting to soothe the chaos with gentle words and empathy. But beneath the surface, panic is mounting. People crave solutions, not just comforting phrases. This is where the hidden risks emerge. Many fail to grasp that in a crisis, emotional intelligence can be a double-edged sword. You might think you're bridging the gap, but you could be widening it. Misapplying these techniques risks obscuring the urgent need for clarity, leaving your team feeling lost and increasingly anxious. Consider this: when a friend is upset, they might need direction, not just comfort. The same principle applies in a workplace crisis. As emotions soar, decisive leadership becomes crucial. Yet, many leaders fall into the trap of prioritizing empathy over action. Let's take a real-world example. Picture a company facing a public relations disaster. The CEO jumps on a live stream to discuss feelings and empathy while the community waits for solutions. Frustration builds as silence on actionable steps deepens the crisis. What happens next? Tension escalates, trust erodes, and the crisis worsens. Here, emotional intelligence has morphed into emotional misjudgment. You might wonder, how can this happen? It's simple. In the heat of the moment, empathy can be mistaken for passivity. Leaders become so focused on managing emotions that they neglect to provide the clarity essential during a crisis. One misstep can unravel everything. So, what's the way forward? Acknowledge emotions, but don't let them overshadow the need for decisive action. Be the lighthouse in the storm, guiding others through chaos. Take a moment to reflect: how often do you prioritize feelings over actions? Are you unintentionally amplifying confusion while trying to connect? As we confront complex challenges, emotional intelligence is critical. But remember, it's not just about understanding others, it's about leading them through uncertainty. In your next crisis, ask yourself, are you truly connecting or just offering comfort? Your approach could change the narrative. The stakes are high and your choices matter. Have you ever felt like someone was toying with your emotions? It's unsettling, right? Misusing emotional intelligence can be even more dangerous, especially in crisis communication. Imagine facing an angry crowd and someone steps in to calm them down. At first, it seems effective. But what if that calming presence is hiding something? What if their soothing words are merely a clever disguise for manipulation? Emotional intelligence techniques can backfire dramatically. People often believe they are using these tools for good, yet the line between genuine connection and manipulation can blur quickly. Now picture a leader during a crisis. They show empathy to connect with the crowd, but what are their true motives? Are they more focused on saving their reputation than addressing the actual issues? The crowd can sense this, and the tension in the air becomes palpable. Think about how often we see leaders crafting comforting words, yet their actions might tell a different story. They could be exploiting your fears and using your emotions against you. What happens when someone relies too heavily on emotional manipulation? Trust begins to crumble and relationships suffer. You start to wonder if any genuine feelings were ever there. It's a trap that many fall into without realizing it. Consider a friend who always knows what to say when you're feeling down. But what if their true intention is to control the situation rather than offer comfort? They listen and nod, but do they genuinely care? Or are they just trying to steer your emotions? Crisis communication demands authenticity. When emotional intelligence techniques are misapplied, the fallout can be serious. You might think you are building a connection, but you could actually be driving a wedge between yourself and others. As tension rises, so do the stakes. That same crowd, feeling betrayed, can turn from supporters to dissenters in an instant, all because someone misused a vital tool meet to bring us together. So, what's the solution? What's the solution? It starts with awareness. Recognizing the delicate line between genuine empathy and manipulation is crucial. The next time you find yourself in a heated moment, ask yourself, am I truly connecting with others or just playing a game? Remember, emotional intelligence isn't just a tool, it's a responsibility. Take a moment to reflect on your interactions. Are they grounded in truth, or are you just trying to navigate through the chaos? If you found this perspective interesting, consider sharing it with someone who might need to hear it. Let's start a conversation about the real power of emotional intelligence. Understanding it could truly change everything. What if your best intentions during a crisis could actually lead to disaster? Imagine it trying to calm a storm, only to see it spiral out of control. This illustrates the hidden risk of misusing emotional intelligence techniques when it matters most. Have you ever thought emotional intelligence was the perfect way to handle tough conversations? It seems like the right approach, but what if I told you it could backfire in high-stakes situations? Many people overlook this crucial detail. When we focus too much on empathy, we might lose sight of the facts. Picture a leader addressing their team after a setback. They share their feelings openly, but in doing so, they overlook the data that could help every move forward. This mistake can leave the team confused and even more anxious. Now, think about a time you were comforting a friend who just lost their job. You offer kind words and understanding, but they might need practical solutions more than sympathy at that moment. Emotional intelligence can blur that line, and before you know it, you are both caught in uncertainty. Consider a public figure facing a scandal. Instead of addressing the facts, they focus on emotional appeals. The audience craves transparency, yet they receive vague reassurances. This disconnect can erode trust faster than you might think, leaving a lasting impact. So, what's the core issue here? It's all about balancing emotion with clarity. Leading with emotion risks overshadowing critical data and direction, creating a void where anxiety thrives and solutions disappear. Imagine guiding a team through crisis recovery. You want to connect with them emotionally, but if you ignore the practical steps they need, you're setting everyone up for failure. It's a delicate balance that requires awareness. As tension rises, the stakes become clearer. Miscommunication can lead to chaos, damaging relationships and reputations. Every misstep resonates louder, and the consequences can be severe. You might think you're helping, but are you really? So, what's the way forward? Embrace emotional intelligence, but don't let it overshadow the importance of facts and clarity. Strive for that balance by acknowledging feelings while guiding others with concrete steps. It's a careful dance of empathy and rationality. Take a moment to reflect, how often do you prioritize feelings over facts? The next time you find yourself in a crisis, remember that emotional intelligence is a valuable tool, but it's